So welcome everyone, and I'm grateful that you're all here tonight. Excited to bring you this special event with DJ Marcus and Second Life Rich. Second Life Rich is from Hume AI and Lux VR. Many of you know him in here from both Horizon Worlds and from VR Chat. He's actually been around since Second Life days. He's been probably got most experience in VR of our community that we hang around with on the regular. So we've brought him in to share some expertise with us today. We also have DJ Marcus, who, in addition to being DJ Marcus, is also the head of MrBlockPartyRadio.com. And he's going to share with us some insights as well from his experience and some things that he has going on in life right now. And I'm CityGirl, and I'm here from Crypto City. And this is a collaborative event that we wanted to talk about how to market the metaverse to people who are not in here yet. And, you know, the metaverse, we've come to know it as an expansive digital universe where virtual and augmented realities are merging. We created immersive and interactive experiences in here. And it's not just a single world, but a network of interconnected virtual spaces encompassing, you know, everything from social VR platforms and virtual gaming worlds to online marketplaces and digital workplaces. It's taken on so many different facets, and it was starting with 2D worlds and online games back in the 80s and 90s, but now the metaverse has grown to include sophisticated VR and AR immersive experiences, and it's really grown with the creation of the VR headsets. It's become affordable and accessible to majority of the community worldwide. So with that, you know, we've come to know it all as all these different things, but also we've come to know it as our second home, our playground, sometimes our school, and many times an extension of our business. So there's so many different things that we do in here, so many different things that we experience, and so many things that we share. With this comes a lot of excitement about the metaverse experience. And, you know, by way of human nature, our wanting to share this experience with others in conversation and in invitation to come and join with us. It can be hard to explain to those who haven't been in it yet, though. I know personally, I sometimes get laughed at for, quote, playing with my cartoon friends or being chastised for hiding from socialization, or even one of my favorites, letting my brain turn to mush like a teenager playing video games. That was from a family member. So, you know, none of this is accurate. And, well, maybe playing with my cartoon friends isn't totally off base. But, you know, in general, seriously speaking, you know, there'll always be some naysayers and people that you can't reach. But if you get the luxury of an audience with a glimmer of interest, you don't want to chase them away. You don't want to scare them with your excitement and exuberance. So when introducing the metaverse to these unfamiliar with VR, it's essential to present the benefits of the metaverse in a way that's both accessible and engaging without being overwhelming to them and giving them too much information all at once. So one way to do this is to start with relatable examples of how VR can enhance everyday life. For instance, illustrate to them how VR can enable remote family gatherings, allow grandparents to virtually attend a grandchild's birthday party if they live far away. You know, talk to them about how VR can offer immersive, emotional, and educational experiences, such as like virtual field trips to these really cool parts of the world that you would love to go to, but maybe can't afford to travel to. You know, VR opens up new possibilities for exploring and enhancing hobbies and personal interests. Whether you enjoy painting or music or gaming, you know, VR offers immersive environments where you can fully engage in your passions, and telling people about that in a way that excites them. We oftentimes get really wrapped up in what we want, what we do, what we are wanting to share with people, that you kind of miss the mark sometimes as to what would make them excited. What's going to bring them in here and get them excited about joining us? You know, so by Integrating VR into your hobbies, you can discover new dimensions of creativity and enjoyment. And VR games, they provide unparalleled levels of interaction and excitement between you and your friends, or even you by yourself. Then maybe you can mix in ways VR can significantly enhance the various aspects of your daily routines, making tasks more engaging and efficient. For example, virtual meetings can save time and resources while offering a more interactive experience compared to like Zoom and Teams, where you're just staring at a screen. Now you actually feel like that person is there. And virtual fitness apps can provide personalized workout routines, making exercise far more enjoyable. Many of us in here do engage in that. And there's even the fact that VR can aid in meditation and relaxation, helping you unwind after a long day. So there's so many different aspects of our daily life that happen in here that people are unaware of how it could enhance it for them. It's important also to use simple and non-technical language for these people who are not used to this environment. Provide analogies that relate to everyday experiences, such as comparing a VR headset to watching a 3D movie. Most people have done that, but with more of an interactive twist. Highlight the convenience and the accessibility of VR. Emphasize that it can be easy to use as a smartphone or a tablet. Most people at this point have used one of those, whether it's an iPad, an iPhone, an Android, whatever. You don't have to get into the technology with them of saying like, oh, there's really an Android phone, and don't tell them that. They don't want to know that there's a phone strapped to their head. They want to, hear basic terms. So remember that. Give them a tangible sense of what it feels like to be in a virtual environment. Like offer a live demonstration or little clips of videos so that they can kind of get used to it. Show it to them on YouTube. And it's really, sad, but most people have a preconceived notion about VR, such as it being only for gamers and tech enthusiasts. They address these misconceptions head on by sharing diverse cases of VR. Like explain how VR is being used in various fields like healthcare and virtual research, real estate, all the stuff. Sorry about that, everyone. So I'm just talking about the myth of, VR being isolating, and, all about the social interaction that we actually do. So, if you are actively engaged in here and meeting with people and hanging out with them, tell them about these great social groups that you've become part of,
Yes, I'm
the
fine.
community that you're involved with, and participating in different activities in the metaverse. Emphasize
You
that
see me?
VR is not about escaping reality, but rather enhancing it by offering new ways to connect, learn, and create. And, one of the most important critical aspects that, people look down upon because we are in here so much is we really need to talk about bridging the gap and promoting, a balanced perspective on VR use. Acknowledge the importance of moderation and encourage users, to integrate VR into their lives in a way that complements rather than replaces. We are not trying to get rid of our everyday lives by coming in here. You might have a bad day and you might want to escape, but if you tell your friends and family, oh, I don't have to deal with anybody in the world now because I can just, that's not going to bring them in here. That's, that they think of that as unhealthy. So you really want to talk about, tips on how to balance the time spent in here and make them see that it is actually just like telling yourself, I'm only going to watch 2 hours of TV today. Make a similar rule for yourself. That's okay. And you want to talk about the importance of maintaining physical health while using VR. If it's not going to be using virtual fitness programs, you do want to talk about taking regular breaks. And you avoid eye strain, get a little physical movement, get up, walk around your house, come back later on. You don't have to sit there for 6 hours straight. As someone who uses VR for fitness classes, I can complement my routine that I do, whether it's running, going to the gym, by doing some physical fitness in here in some of the fitness apps. With that, I make, some friends. There's a social aspect. and you do still get a good body workout. So people need to understand that we're not just sitting on the couch creating a bigger indent. There is more to it. And you can, think about this. Once you've won them over and they're interested and they say, you know what? All right, show me. Now starts the process. And I'm going to give you some key points for this. Bringing new people into the metaverse starts with simplifying the onboarding process. Remember this. It's essential to make newcomers feel welcome and to support them from the beginning. And this is how. Introduce them with the essentials first, like how to navigate on the platform, interact with objects, and communicate with others. Avoid overwhelming new users with too many options. But we were talking about bringing people in. So you want to be very gentle with them when they first come in so that we don't scare them out completely right off the bat. So providing clear instruction to them can really help and not intimidate new users. There's plenty of interactive tutorials within here for different games and stuff like that. But if you've done it before, you remember what it was like when you first came in. You want to, give them a little walkthrough, give them some pointers on their settings. If they're complaining it's too loud, explain to them how to go into a world and, turn down the volume in their headset or in the settings. And it doesn't matter if you're in VR chat or Horizon, Banter, Cluster, any of the metaverse worlds. Even in video games in here, there's settings in each one of them, and they're all a little different. So once they get used to it, they'll learn to set it up so that they're comfortable. But help them and be a resource. And make sure that, if they have questions, don't get frustrated with them. You were new once as well. And then for businesses and talents, which, Marcus is going to talk to us about in a little bit, connect them with experienced users who can offer one-on-one guidance and support, making the learning process more personal and less daunting. DJ Marcus is going to talk to us about onboarding, talent and things like that. There's businesses that come in here. People get excited and it's going to take them a little time to learn all the technical aspects. Just be patient with them. And, everyone in the metaverse is got their own success stories. Share those success stories with them. Tell them about, the things that you've done once you get them in here. If you've built a world, bring them and show them. If you've attended something you think that was worth them going to, bring them and show them. Give them your insight, but allow them to ask questions and allow them to tell you what they want to see and take the time to go show that to them. Maybe they saw, a basic game that somebody was talking about and they want to see it. Now, maybe you're not interested in it, but bring them so that they can see what's available. One of the things you can do is help encourage them by celebrating, their little small victories. They came in and found a new avatar and they found the expressions and were able to change the color and the clothes. Tell them what a great job they did. They're moving forward. Reward that with praise. And, introduce them to people that who are passionate about the things that they have accomplished and the adventures they take. For example, you've got Fuchsia running the fitness groups. She'd love to talk to them and get them to join, and she'll be all excited about it, and it'll make them feel, empowered and excited about joining it. You've got, DJ Marcus running the radio station. He can bring them by there and show them. You've got, other people like Second Life Rich, who's teaching, creating, entertaining. You've got Cybershay learning and implementing pretty much everything she can. She's doing all these different things. You've got, people like Yo Afro, who's coming in and not only sharing her gift and entertaining, but helping other people on board. G Deuce, who's, bringing in her business and actually making clients in here. And then you've got people who are working on sets like this, like Blue Moon and Loudfire, who come in and do logistics and they share their talents on the set. And they'll be happy to talk to new people and show them, oh, this is where you can get this. Or, hey, let me show you how you can maybe edit this so it's smoother for you when you're in a room. You need to turn down certain things in your settings and take their time to help them. So all of these are good examples and people who are willing to not only share their story, but encourage others to take a chance and go after their dream. And lastly, when bringing new people into the metaverse, it's crucial to position, the learning experience positively. Approach new users with empathy and patience, understanding that they might be anxious. Encourage new users to take it at their own pace and, highlight the fun and valuable experiences that the metaverse offers by, simplifying the onboarding process. And we can share our personal stories. We're going to make the community seem very open, welcoming, and make the experience very inclusive for people. So I do have a quick but important side note that I want to share. Teach your new recruit to treat people with respect in VR. Let's teach this next generation of VR initiates coming in to treat everyone the way you would want to be treated. Be respectful. Respectful interaction is critical for the success of the metaverse. We've all seen people who don't know how to do that, and it's brutal. Just as in the real world, following proper etiquette helps make a positive and welcoming experience. Simple gestures like saying hello and goodbye make interactions pleasant. Even in a virtual setting, maintaining appropriate distance shows respect for others' comfort zones. If it's somebody you've been friends with for a long time, you walk in, high five, give a hug, that's fine. But for new people, you want to give them that respect in that space. And also, pay attention when others speak. Teach your new people that you're bringing in that there's latency in here. So sometimes when someone's talking and, you jump in to say something, they might not hear you because it hasn't caught up yet. They're not ignoring you. It's a little overlap. And the same thing for them. They should, give that other person the courtesy to finish their words. And the biggest one, no harassment. You can't come in here thinking that this is a game and that you're an avatar and so you can get away with saying things with, from any sort of negative disparaging impact. Don't allow that. Tell them up front that there are protocols in here, there are moderator tools, and that those will not be tolerated. So they come in with the right expectancy, not thinking this is just a game. And also it works both ways. They should be able to communicate their discomfort if something is wrong. And, there are people to go to, help with that. So instead, let's build positive and supportive interactions, encouraging inclusivity, and if necessary, offer like constructive feedback to someone. Do it in a way where you focus on improvement rather than criticism. We want people to resolve their conflicts amicably. We don't want there to be conflicts, but we're humans and inevitably there will be some. Teach them to, sit down, work it out, or walk away and let it go. So let's not get things riled up. Let's make this a very positive environment where we all work together like a society and a good team. So, with that said, the goal is to get them in here to realize that VR is for community and social interaction, entertainment and enjoyment, business and monetization, and recognizing and seizing opportunities to better ourselves and to grow and make them want to be part of it. So go out there, share the message of the universe, the metaverse, the multiverse, every part of life, and recruit the future community in a way that empowers the newcomers and enhances everyone's experience. Those are just my insights and my thoughts that from what I've learned from being in here. I want to see this community grow. I want all of you to bring in your people and everyone become a perfect metaverse society. So with that, I'm going to step back and I'm going to bring up Second Life Rich, and he is going to give us some pointers on some technical stuff that you can learn while you're in here and things that will help you grow your community and grow whether they're your customer, your clients, or people that you're interacting with. Welcome, Rich. Please come on up.
No, thank you. Greetings, everyone. Um, okay, so first of all, let me start sharing my screen. Let's see. Okay, so greetings everyone. I hope all is well. Let's just wait for my screen to pop up here. Um, so first, well, while we're waiting for it to pop up, I'll just let you know that um, what I gave it a lot of thought ever since CityGirl invited me to present today. From the beginning, I had been thinking about what to recommend to everyone, and I decided that the best thing I could suggest that I know of is about making helpful assistance. I hit the stream button on OBS. Okay, there we go. All right, perfect. All right. So I I decided that the most helpful thing that I can recommend is merging BotPress and Zapier together in order to make helpful assistance for your website. And the demonstration I'm going to give today works across all platforms, regardless what platform you're in and regardless what device the person is on. You can still have a helpful little AI assistant help your world, your the visitors of your world with any questions, scheduling with you, etc. So,
Greetings. In this video,
there we
I'm going.
go. All right. Yeah, there's a little bit of, there we go. I'm just going to wait until it catch up. So I'm going to play this video. So I wanted to make sure that I made it through the entire tutorial during my 20 minutes up here to speak. And so I pre-recorded the tutorial in order to make sure that I got through everything and make sure nothing goes wrong to hang it up and I not make it through it. And then at the end of this, there will be a demonstration on how it can be used. So I'm going to go ahead and just play this.
Greetings. In this video, I'm going to cover BotPress and how it can be used to provide a helpful agent on your website. Here I am on the BotPress homepage. I'll just give it a quick scroll so that you can just see a little bit of the information that they provide on here. But in this video, I am actually going to build a basic bot that will actually use AI to be a helpful assistant on your website. So let's begin. Now, I already have an account, so I'm going to log in, but you can sign up using this button here. And since I'm already signed in, BotPress will load up to my dashboard. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and edit a bot that I've already been working on because I've already got these integrations. And since we don't have a lot of time in this presentation, I'm going to move quickly. And I just want to show that the installed integrations for this bot are Zapier, WebChat, Stripe, and Calendarly. And that means that my bot can interface with each of those different platforms. So let's go ahead and edit in Studio. So after clicking the Edit in Studio button, my bot Press Studio loads up. And here you can see a flow of a chatbot that I am building. But in this demonstration, I'm going to actually detach from that one. And I'm going to start a fresh one. So I'll just clip off my start and end nodes, and I'm just going to bring them down to an empty area of the graph so that I can build a new bot. So Here we have the start node. This is the beginning of the chat. So once the chat is initialized, this this node is executed. Now, currently, I have it removed from being able to search the knowledge base, and I just wanted to go to the next node. So I'm going to create a standard node. And in this node, this is where we'll add all of our cards of what we want to happen. Now, before I connect these, let me just go here and show that we have a knowledge base, okay? And in this knowledge base, currently, I have luxvr.shop website indexed. So you can see all of the pages that are on luxvr.shop have actually been indexed. So on luxvr.shop, I've got our default 3D jewelry collection along with the pricing for each asset, which means that now the bot can talk about all of these different assets over here on this website. But for this example, let's also include our main website, humai.llc. Okay. And so on this website, there's information in here about our core business. So I'll go ahead and just add this as a source. So we'll leave that as one. I'll click the website, pop in the web address, and we've got website selected and hit discover pages. So now you can see the bot finding the pages on here. Okay. It's found 4 pages. I'll add that. And we can see the bot go ahead and it's going through indexing those pages now from those 4 URLs. And now that we've got this green check mark and we can see the favicon, we know that the bot now knows about this website. So let's go back down and begin creating our flow. So here we have our start and end nodes. Okay. And let's begin by just creating a stand. So I'm going to grab a single choice node. So I'm just going to update this to say, ask a question or make a choice from the list below. All right. For the list, I'm going to say schedule appointment or contact Second Life Rich. Perfect. All right. So now inside of here, now remember, we've got our knowledge base connected, Humai LLC, luxvr.shop. Also, I've got this rich text, and I can add more points here to this text document. So it can answer questions on any of those points, but also we have these options here. Let me just go ahead and create 2 more nodes. Schedule appointment.
Bring my camera back, Cloudfire. You booted my
and contact Second Life Rich. All right. Scoot this end out a little bit further. So now schedule appointment, contact Second Life Rich. All right. So now, and I'll just connect these down here. So now we've got two different routes for the flow to go based on the conversation. I'm just going to drop a text in here. This is the appointments node. This is the contact node. So now we've already gotten a nice little flow set up. Watch this. We can already have a conversation about this in our emulator. So I'll say hi. You see, we get the prompt to ask a question or make a choice from the list below. I'll ask a question. I'll say, what is Humai? Humai LLC is a company focused on Web3. So you see, it's able to answer the question from the knowledge base. And you see, it comes back around to offering me a choice to schedule an appointment or ask a question. I'll ask another question. I'll say, what is Lux VR? So you see, it answers a question from the knowledge base, but I still have my buttons right here. So I'll go ahead and hit schedule an appointment. Notice that it hit the appointments node and then ended the conversation here. I can start the conversation again, but this time if I hit the contact button. So now, the only thing that we need in here now are some nodes. Now, I've already got a Calendarly node set up. So I can actually copy this node, all right, and paste it in. So I'm just going to delete this one and this one. I'll delete these, and I'm just going to replace them because I don't want to take too much time. I'm already running out of time. But I'll paste this node here. So this is going to be the contact node. And this one here, this will be, excuse me, this is the contact node. That one is the schedule appointment node. So I'll just bring this out. Schedule an appointment. Let's connect it to this one. Contact, connect it to this one. This one, connect it to this one. Let's connect these. All right. So now you can see here that for Zapier, it's going to send over. So the first thing that's going to happen is it's going to prepare, it's going to ask all of these questions to get the name, the phone number, the email, and the message. And then it's going to send everything over to Zapier using these variables inside of the JSON code for the trigger to Zapier. Here, for Calendarly, is going to go and get the calendar. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and run this. So let's go ahead and schedule an appointment. You see it asks me for my name, phone number, email address, and the message. And so it has sent the text message using Zapier. So now that we've got this all connected, we're going to do another demonstration. I'll just go ahead and show you that this is the Zapier zaps. So I've got two zaps, the trigger received and bot press. And then this the send event in bot press, which sends it back over to bot press, letting bot press know that it was received in Zapier and that it was a success. And that's how it moves on to the next transition. And then sends an SMS. Okay, so this sends me a text message of the contact. So the next thing I'm going to do is come here under integrations and under web chat. And I'm just going to take my embed code right here. Okay. And then I'm going to go onto a web page and scroll down to the body area and paste in the code that I just got from here, the embed code, and save. We have the little chat bot right here. But let's take a look at it in VR. So here's an example I can show you. I am here inside of a Horizon Worlds world, and here I just put a web address on a screen, okay? And let me show you what a person can do. You can easily press your menu button, then open up your browser and look at that URL. Let's just go to psd.ui. Okay. And then just hit the return, hit the enter button, and it's going to bring up the page. And on this page right here, I've got this little chat bot icon. I'll pop that open up the chat bot. And here we can start a conversation. Okay. So now, as you can see, the person can do the conversation. If you wanted to contact me, you can hit the button right there. If you wanted to schedule an appointment, or you can ask a question. Okay. If you want to schedule an appointment, I need to fix the color of that link. But then here you go. You can go ahead and schedule an appointment, right? Go through the Calendarly. And if you wanted to contact me, I'll just send that. And so you will hear my phone go off as soon as it sends. There it is, message received. So I just received the text message. Now let's go back to the presentation.
Oh, sorry about that. Thank you, Blue Moon. Yeah, I had muted myself while that was playing. Yeah, so that concludes the tutorial. I just wanted to basically demonstrate how quickly and easily you can snap together a really helpful chatbot assistant, put it onto your web page, and then people that are in your world, they can pop open their little browser right here in Oculus, go to your web page, and then have a conversation with your agent. And you can learn how to build these agents in the Digital Skills Workshop. But yeah, this is the information. If you're not already a member, you can join by going to myworkrooms.com, and membership is free. And you can also follow on IG if you don't already. And yeah, any questions or anything? Okay.
Thank you so much, Rich. That was great.
No.
Good demonstration. This whole event is being recorded and will be available later on YouTube. So after we edit out some of the little technical glitches, but you will be able to go back and use this as a resource if this is something you'd like to implement into your website so that you can have that available to people when they're here. I know some of us have businesses in here, and maybe that would be good for you to schedule appointments with people that come into your world. And that can be used cross-platform, like Rich said, both in Horizon and VR chat. So you'll be able to check that out. So now we are going to bring you DJ Marcus, and he's going to talk to us about bringing in talent to the metaverse and, business and talent, whether it's an artist, comedian, or, an actor, whichever. And so, Marcus, please join us up on stage, and we will rejoin your, you can leave,
Practicing my slow walk. How is everybody doing today? First off, I want to definitely thank CityGirl for allowing myself to be a part of this. Thank you for this amazing platform, this amazing event here tonight. Thank you for all that you did to put this together. And also thank you to Second Life Rich, always informative. And just so you know, the classes he's talking about, been a part of them. Thanks to him, I actually have our website for Mr. Block Party Radio, which I did learn how to do there. So again, salute to you. But for myself, again, my name is DJ Marcus J, and I want to maybe give a slightly different approach here this evening. I want to talk a little bit about encouraging talent, so to say, to come into the metaverse. I'll use myself as an example, not saying that I'm talented, but I originally came into the metaverse with the goal to see what it was like to DJ into here. I literally did not come into the headset initially to play. I just really wanted to see what it would be like to DJ with a group of avatars. Like, what would that be like? I mean, I've seen different clips of different stuff like that, but I wanted to see it myself. So that was my initial foray, so to say, here into the metaverse. But before I go even further, let's talk a little bit about the metaverse for those who may not know or may not have a deep understanding of the metaverse. I've actually, over the last few months, even changed my mentality of what the metaverse is. But I've more recently started looking at the metaverse, at least one phase of it, as to quote John Robinson, social media on steroids. Like, this is really the next evolution of social media, one aspect of it. So I'll give you an example. Most of us, we kind of remember a few years back, everything was shut down. Unfortunately, due to a global pandemic, we really couldn't go out. We really couldn't have fun, fellowship with each other the way we wanted to. So during that time, we kind of started to gravitate maybe to a little bit more social media, maybe a little bit more communication, just in general, digitally. And I remember during that time, I was seeing comedians doing their things. I was seeing singers, DJs, you name it, all putting on performances. And during these performances, you would see various people come through in the chat and they would converse. Let's just say if there are maybe 50 people in the chat, you may see 5 people over here kind of having a conversation. You may see another 2 people over here kind of having a conversation in the chat. Maybe another 5 here, 3 or 4 there. And that would pretty much be the situation. The only thing that was missing was people actually physically in that same area, that same venue while the performance was going on. The way I look at the metaverse is that same thing. You have all the benefits of being in a physical world, enjoying entertainment, but you're literally in your house or wherever you decide to be. So let me break it down even further. I want to give an example of a path a DJ may follow in here, a path a musician may follow, a singer, a comedian. Because I don't just want to tell you it's possible, I actually want to give you a path potential. We had a few ladies in here this evening by the name of Bay Misses. They are a phenomenal group, a duo out of the Bay Area. I'm not sure how long they've been in the metaverse, but I know the first time that I got a chance to come into contact with them, it was actually a winter fest that was put on into here. Multiple artists performed, multiple worlds, which are basically VR settings. So we had different stages. It would be the equivalent of IRL. If you went to a concert at this venue, a concert was at that venue, and a concert was at another venue over here. Same type experience. They perform with a host of other acts. Full conference, full not conference, I'm sorry, thinking of another event. Full concert in here. Multiple events, multiple genres going on. So if I was a singer and I was encourage you into here to make your way into the metaverse, I would even present it to you in this way. Imagine the performance of a lifetime. Whatever you would like to do in the physical world for the most amazing concert that you could imagine putting on. No holds bar. I want this in there. I want that in there. I want unicorns to fly out of the speakers. I want whatever the case may be. Anything that you think that you could imagine in the real world, and you had a list in front of you, you would start crossing out the things you couldn't do. Can't do this because of that reason. Don't have the money for this. That just isn't physically possible. And you start checking everything off of what you can't do. Now let's flip for that same artist if they decided to come into the metaverse and do the same thing. They can defy the laws of gravity. They don't have to worry about the same physical budget that they would outside the headset. Any permits, laws in the sense of maybe sound ordinances, whatever the case may be, stuff that you would have to deal with legalities that way for a performance, you wouldn't even have to do that. As an example, there's an artist by the name of Cosmic Kai who was part of one of the most amazing concerts that I've ever seen in and out of the metaverse. There were 3 different acts: Cosmic Kai, Angel the Artist, Yo Afro. All 3 artists had completely different stage and sets up. Yo Afro performed. She brought you straight to New York. You thought you were on a block in the Bronx, standing outside the bodega and enjoying a street party. Angel the Artist performed in a world that was all green. And she's one of the nicest people, but I do have to say that. Sorry about that. I just pulled up a panel. It's a little side joke here that I wasn't trying to do. But Angel the Artist performed in a world that was all greened out. Even though she's one of the nicest people that I know, I still have to say this. It kind of reminds you of a layer from from Batman or something like that. The Riddler or something like that, how you would see these amazing, all greened out type areas. Her family is the broccoli tops. Salute to the broccoli tops. So everything was done in green. The third performance I said was Cosmic Kai. When Cosmic Kai came out, and Cosmic Kai is a stoner, that's part of his brand. He came out in a flying saucer that was just hovering around the stage and even coming over to the audience. To try to do something like that in the physical world would, my guess, cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Insurance, the build itself, union fees, tons of stuff that you would have to pay. That was something that was accomplished here in the metaverse by the hands of Mr. Waterloom, probably in a matter of an hour or two. So as an example, if you are an artist in here, that gives you an example, and I mean an artist, a music artist, you can come in here and create your own type of experiences. Bay Misses that I referred to earlier, they've had their own concert series in here, where like on Friday nights, they may perform at 2 different venues throughout the metaverse. Blue the Key has done stuff like that. The path is here for you. I encourage you as an artist, and I can't tell you everything in this, but that is one thing to consider. You're a comedian. I have a cousin that's a comedian. I'm going to have to make sure that I share this with him. He's a known comedian. He's been in sitcoms, been in several shows here on major networks. But to my knowledge, he's never set foot into here. He doesn't realize that on any given night, in a virtual world build, he can throw his own comedy show. Not only that, but he's able to bring other comedians who are up and coming into this space and host his own comedy night in here whenever he wants. As an example, there's comedians and comic ventures in here that have extended from outside of the metaverse into, let's just say, I think you may have heard of this before, Saturday Night Live. Little show that's been around for what, 30 plus years? But you can start to see ways of the metaverse starting to filter out into the physical world. And I want to give you one other one. I want to talk a little bit about movie production. There's a few people. I have to say a special shout out to G Deuce, who's here. I have to say a special shout out to Fuchsia. Those are just 2 people that's actually in our audience right now that I could see who have been a part of virtual movie, film, and video production here in the metaverse. There are movies that are being filmed here, TV shows, sitcoms, documentaries, you name it, that are all filmed here in the metaverse. I just want you to think about that for a moment. If you are a filmmaker, imagine all of the constraints that you have in the physical world. I'm going to assume the average filmmaker has struggled to actually give the projects that they truly wanted to. There's been some hang-up that stopped them. My guess is in the metaverse here for you, those hang-ups are deleted. Imagine doing an entire film project, short movie, let's say a half-hour form, and filming that in an entire day, having all of your sets, the exact weather conditions or the perception of weather conditions, whatever you decide that you want the field to be for your movie, you can have all of that set up, created for you in a matter of, depending on the builders that you may work with, a couple of days. So imagine taking a production in a physical world that would take you months and crush that down to days in a fraction of the cost. I truly mean pennies on the thousands that it would take you in the physical world. So something to consider. And I can't leave out the DJs again. My plight when it originally brought me into the metaverse. So DJs, I stand on the top of the mountaintop sometimes. Please come to the metaverse. I peeked into the metaverse 2 years ago for the first time to see what DJing would be like. I'm hoping I'm saying their name right. I think I'm having a brain fart. The Diamond Max experience. I went to one of their clubs. This is before I even met them. I wanted to see what it was like. I put a headset on. It was like my third or fourth time in a headset. Finally made it into a club. And when I get outside the club, I see two giant mimes dancing in front of the club. I take a few more steps. There's a portal, vortex-looking shape. I walk up to that. It draws me in. It pulls me into the club. And the first thing I see is a wave of avatars. Short avatars, tall avatars, blue ones, green ones, brown ones, white ones, orange ones, polka, whatever the case may be. Avatars all over the place. I'm making my way through the club trying to figure out what's happening here. I look up on the screen and I saw the Temptations. I'm hearing voices of the people in the world and they sound like they're in their 20s. And I'm like, wait a second. They're in here vibing to the Temptations? Like this crowd in here is that open to vibe to whatever the DJ presents? So I think I'm going to like this place. So then from there, I did a lot more hanging out in the different venues, learning about DJs, learning about what they do in here. Special shout out to Blade Relic. He was one of the first DJs I saw do his thing in here. He used to rock a club called Premiere. Club Premiere, for I would say the community that I was a part of in Alt Space, by far was the hottest club there. Every Thursday night was a packed house. People flooded this club the same way you would want to flood a club in the physical world. And I promise you the energy was the same. We were just avatars, digital representations of ourselves while we may have been in the house, lounging in our pajamas, but having a ball. I've seen DJs in here. Shout out to Ty Sky. And I'm doing a lot of name dropping purposely because I want the people outside of the headset to learn about the amazing people and some of the things they do in here. But Ty Sky is someone who wears multiple hats. He's done film production. He's done DJing in here. He's someone who does not limit himself in here. And I encourage you, everybody that's out there, to do the same. If there's anybody that watches this, if you even had an inkling of wanting to come in here into the metaverse to take a peek, please do so. It does not take a headset. Platforms like VR Chat, platforms like Spatial, platforms like Horizon, you can now access these platforms on your computer, on your tablet, on your phone. So maybe VR may not be for you, but I still encourage you to at least come in here and take a peek. You don't know until you try it. There was a time when social media wasn't the thing for you. I personally didn't start using social media until the pandemic. I've been DJing for 40 years off and on. I didn't touch social media to the pandemic. I think now how much further ahead I would have been on social media if I had did it back in the day when everybody was like, Marcus, you need to jump on social media. You need to do this. But me being, oh man, get off my lawn. Get off my porch. I don't need social media. I waited. Probably to the detriment of myself. So when it comes to the metaverse, I do encourage you, please at least take a peek. Don't just say it's not for you. Take a peek, then say it's not for you. But again, if you are creative, an artist, DJ, manager, promoter, I don't care what the case may be, the same things that you do outside of the headset, I promise you, when it comes to the music industry, the entertainment industry, whatever the case may be, Those same needs are right here in the metaverse. Why not come in here and give it a try? So I'm looking over everybody here, and I guess I got to ask before I go too far. Do we have any questions? Kind of figured we wouldn't have any questions because, of course, the people that are in the audience are people from the metaverse. So all these people have had a chance to experience this. But again, for you out there that's never had a chance to experience the metaverse, I encourage you, please do. Again, my name is DJ Marcus J, aka Mr. Block Party. You can catch me here in the metaverse. I'm blessed to be a part now with this Crypto City team here, be a little bit on the behind the scenes for them. I'm blessed to be the owner of Mr. Block Party Radio. You can also find us at MrBlockPartyRadio.com, hosting several events here, looking to support other people in the metaverse. Thank you all again for your time, and I cannot say it enough. Please take a peek into the metaverse. Thank you again.
Thank you, DJ Marcus. That was great. I hope you all enjoyed listening to DJ Marcus's stories of success here in the metaverse and what opportunities are available to people who want to come in and entertain, or to come in and give, give a shot to being a singer or a comedian or any of those different types of positions where you're on the stage in front of people. I mean, I never thought when I came on to the metaverse 4 years ago that I would be hosting a podcast. There's all types of opportunity in here. So, if you have people, and I'm speaking to our audience right now, if you have people you want to bring into the metaverse, I ask you to go back, maybe listen to some of the pointers that I gave at the beginning of telling you, how not to scare them off. And then listen to what Marcus said and maybe show them that part of this video. If you have anybody who's in the entertainment business who wants to grow, have them sit down and watch his segment of this video, because they can hear about real case uses of the metaverse with entertainment. And for those of you who have businesses in here who maybe want to enhance your website, enhance your interaction with clients that might come visit you in the metaverse, go back and pay attention to what Second Life Rich taught us today and incorporate that into your website. And have people have an interaction while they're here in the metaverse. If somebody comes in, G Deuce, I'm going to use you an example. You're over at Barat Financial, and somebody comes in and says, hey, I'd like to schedule an appointment with you. Sure, go on my website. We've got a little bot there. You can book your appointment, and I'll be here to meet with you when you come back. So there's lots of opportunities here. I hope that you all enjoyed today's event. This was, a one-time special event. Maybe we'll bring you some more in the future. And also, I'm CityGirl from Crypto City. Crypto City Season 5 is going to start up August 12th, 9 p.m. EST, right here in the Crypto City studio. And we hope to see you there. Thank you so much for your time, and everyone have a great night.
All right. Did everybody freeze up and get quiet?